I struggled with mental health in my early 20s, right after high school. Went through a deep depression and didn't have a lot of people to talk to at the time. And I tried to attempt suicide at the time. God had a plan for me.
I've struggled with mental health at the age, starting at 17 years old, with childhood issues, the daddy issues. I ended up finding out that my father wasn't my real father when I was about 17 years old, which led into bringing certain behaviors into relationships, and then I had relationship issues, so I would, go to therapy for that, and I would struggle with that.
Well, there was a time that I was struggling financially, and it did put a damper in that era of my life. But what kept me positive was my fans.
Coming out, I was an undrafted player, didn't have a lot of NBA looks, and I got a call for a tryout to go to Belgium. And at the time, I wasn't even home. I was visiting some friends, and luckily I had my passport with me, and I had to hop on a plane the next day, and I left for 10 months. Mentally, that was a big thing, just leaving home and just going for it.
And so I had this 357 Magnum that I had never used before that I had bought for one of my friends. He went in and took out the bullets of the gun. I never knew that he took it out. One day I came home, I started drinking, was real low, took the gun, put it to my head, and I clicked it, and nothing happened. And he happened to walk in when I was clicking. It kind of grabbed me, and it shocked me, scared me to death. Like, I broke out crying.
As a black man here in America, I feel like you create your own support system. That kind of really basically goes off who you choose to be around. Not all family is supportive, not all friends are supportive. But you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends, you can't choose the people you're around.
The year of 2022 was very, very, very difficult for me. I wound up actually having spinal surgery, basically becoming half paralyzed. I couldn't feel anything from my left hip down.
My first experience with dealing with any type of a mental health issue was I found myself probably about 10, 15 years ago. I was going through divorce and very depressed about it, a lot of anxiety, anger, sadness, a lot of just mixed emotions.
Being a lawyer, we try to put on this very, very hard exterior, but sometimes the cases are very, very stressful. And then there were a couple cases where I deal with some, children that have been harmed, and sometimes I feel like there's something you just can't do. You wish there was more that you could do, and you just cannot.
One day, something that happened between me and my family, and my mom, she yelled at me, lost her voice in just a matter of moments, and basically I went to work and I just didn't come back home.
So I'm not gonna lie, my whole life I've been facing adversity. I feel like I've been quite an underdog. I've never been really taken seriously, and I've just struggled to find out my purpose in this world. So I just always veered off. Like, I always thought that just thinking and being in my head, it was just like an escape from the world.
I've struggled with mental health and physical health in my life, specifically after I tore my ACL after a large fight. I went through a bad depression, and then when I retired from fighting after a brain bleed, I went through a severe depression and really had to fight to get through that.
A lot of times I was doing self-destructive behaviors in order to cope, whether it be lashing out at people or isolating myself. In all actuality, I just wanted a hug. I just wanted to be held. I just wanted someone to tell me it was gonna be all right. Like, even though you might not be where you wanna be or where you've been and you're not strong right now, it's okay not to be strong.
When I've struggled with my mental health, it's a daily battle as an artist. Imposter syndrome, not feeling good enough, being in the social media era, trying to not compare yourself to other artists or folks that could be in your lane. So it's something to be conscious of on a daily basis.
You know, the grass ain't always greener on the other side, but you do have another day, another 24 hours. And so you just got to keep going no matter what situation that you're in. You have to just keep going and see what's on the other side. And if you don't like what's on the other side, continue to go, continue to grow.